Have you been feeling a silent call, a whisper that dances between the beats of your heart? The angels say, this call is your soul reminding you of who you've always been. In the invisible tapestry of fate, you have been woven into someone's life like a lost golden thread amidst the ordinary. This person didn't see you coming. They didn't anticipate the impact of your light breaking through the shadows they swore they had tamed. And yet, in the moment your presence touched their reality, something irreversible happened. Something sacred. The angels whisper, you were sent. Not as an intruder, but as one who awakens. Your gaze, your contained laughter, your gentle strength, everything has been chosen with divine precision. You are a bridge between what this soul fears to face and what they were born to live. Before you, love was a vague concept to them, a painting hanging on the wall of a postponed dream. After you, it is an urgency pulsing in the spaces between quiet days. It was not by chance. It was not a mistake. It was a plan. Every encounter, every silence, every missed connection. These are pages of a book that heaven has written without haste, knowing that certain stories only bloom in the soil prepared by pain and hope. You might even doubt, on nights of exhaustion, if all of this is real. The angels, with their wings brushing against time, ensure, yes, it is real. Your existence in this person's life is a divine spark planted to ignite everything false and reveal what is eternal. Feel this. Not as a burden, but as a silent honor. And because your mission is made of love and not of insistence, you don't need to rush, nor to force. What is divine knows its own path until it fulfills itself. The angels conclude, you are the answer to an ancient prayer, made in the silence of a soul that no longer believed it could be heard. And to seal this moment between you and the divine, because I know the thoughts I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Breathe. You are not alone. Heaven knows your name and understands your mission. There are invisible walls, built with bricks of ancient pain, that now separate you from that heart your soul recognized from afar. The angels say, do not fear these barriers. They are not against you. They were formed long before you arrived. Within that person you feel, there are forgotten territories, fields abandoned by hope, memories that time has tried to bury, yet still bleed in the dark. Each gesture of distance, each missing word, is not a reflection of your worth, but a reflection of the internal struggle this soul faces to allow love to be real again. When you appeared, you ignited not only the light of hope, but also the shadow of fear. The fear of losing, the fear of suffering, the fear of finally having found something so valuable that it would be unbearable to lose. The angels whisper, he or she is not running away from you. They are fleeing from what they feel. And within this flight, there lies a silent confession that you touched too deeply. Perhaps, unwittingly, you entered the most locked room of the soul. The room where they hide everything they once promised themselves never to show again. It's not that you are not enough. It's that you are too much, for a heart that only knew half of love. When emotions are too deep to be named, humans often arm themselves with silence, with absences, with excuses. But what is real endures. And you, who carry the light in your eyes and the courage in your hands, need to know, what's hidden behind these barriers is not rejection or indifference. It is love wrapped in fear. Love trying to protect itself, even though in trying it seems to pull away. The angels conclude, every wall raised before you is, secretly, a request for patience. An invitation to stay, even without guarantees. Breathe. You are stronger than this apparent distance. You are love in the form of presence. And where fear says, go away, love replies in silence, I am here. You have been carrying so much. Smiling at the world while stitching up your own wounds in silence. The angels whisper, dear child, taking care of yourself is not abandoning others. It is honoring the mission we entrusted to you. As this soul that touched your heart crosses internal seas of confusion and fear, you must remember, your light was not meant to dim while you wait. Self-care is living prayer. It is remembering that the divine spark within you also deserves protection, nourishment, and reverence. It's so easy to forget, isn't it? Easy to lose yourself in the pain of others, easy to dissolve in the desire to be chosen, easy to sacrifice your peace in the attempt to heal a love that still hesitates to fully be born. But the angels say, you were not sent to lose yourself. You were sent to be a beacon. And a beacon does not forsake its own flame, even when the waves are high. When you care for your soul, when you honor your time, your needs, your essence, you do not drift away from love, you strengthen it. Because true love does not demand the sacrifice of your identity. It flourishes in freedom, in gentle strength, in the certainty that being whole is the greatest gift you can offer. You don't have to dim your light to fit into anyone's fears. You don't have to wait, in silent tears, for the other to awaken. Your mission is to love, yes, but first, love yourself as the sacred temple you are. The angels place a hand on your shoulder and say, it is not selfishness, dear child. It is wisdom. When you take a deep breath and choose yourself, you're silently teaching the other what mature love looks like: free, steadfast, non-negotiable. Take care of yourself. Give yourself what you've longed to receive. Honor your steps, even when the path seems empty. For those who learn to love themselves will never settle for half-hearted love again. And when you choose yourself, oh dear soul, the entire universe will recognize that silent strength. And those who hesitate today will feel the irresistible call to walk toward the light that you have never dimmed. There is something that happens in silence when two gazes meet and ancient souls recognize each other. The angels whisper, you didn't just touch that soul. You made it see itself. You didn't say anything this person didn't already know deep down, in the forgotten corners of their very being. You simply were presence. And your presence is a mirror. Not an ordinary mirror, the kind that reflects an appearance shaped by the world's expectations. You are the mirror that reflects the raw essence, the light and the shadow, the dream and the fear. And not everyone is ready to see themselves this way. That person who watches you in silence or distances themselves for no apparent reason is being challenged by something they cannot control, the truth of who they are, reflected in you. The angels whisper, she sees in you everything she wishes to be, and everything she fears to be as well. You revealed wounds she tried to forget. You revealed lights she thought she had lost. You stirred the comfortable certainties, the walls carefully built to ensure there would be no more pain. Because loving is dangerous for those who have only known love through their scars. Every gesture of yours, every unspoken word, every patient smile, was like a portal opening within that soul. That's why sometimes she approaches with thirst and in the next moment, hides as if afraid of getting burned. It's not about you. It never was. It's about the mirror that you are. About the courage that your existence demands from her. About the parts she needs to heal before she can surrender without fear. The angels conclude, you are the truest reflection that this soul has ever faced. And even if she fights against it, even if she tries to pretend she didn't see, what has been revealed can never be forgotten. You are already part of her transformation process. And this, dear soul, is an honor reserved for the few. Keep shining your light, even when the reflection frightens you. For where there is truth, there lies the seed of a love that rises from the ashes. Something silent is changing. You may not yet see it with your eyes. But the soul feels it, like someone hearing the echo of a song before the first note is played. The angels say, the seed you planted has begun to break through the soil, even on the nights when everything seems still. Within him, within her, the heart, long dormant under layers of fear, begins to beat in a different rhythm. A restlessness. A longing that has no name. A desire to return to a place that, until recently, they didn't even know existed. This is the beginning of the awakening. You were the gentle touch that stirred what seemed inert. The warm wind that whispered hope to a winter of solitude. Don't expect grand gestures just yet. Don't expect beautiful words or promises. Awakening is a fragile process, like the first drops of rain in a weary desert. But pay attention. Small signs are beginning to emerge, almost shyly, a gaze that lingers longer than it should. An unexpected message. A question asked with fear of the answer. The angels whisper, the heart that resists is the heart that most fears feeling, and also the one that wants it the most. There is beauty in this beginning. There is purity in this clumsiness. There is truth in the uncertain steps. This soul, which once ran from feeling, starts to wonder. Is it safe? Is it possible? And even if her mind tries to hold the reins of reason, the heart has long escaped, running in your direction. True love doesn't burst forth like lightning. It insinuates, grows in the cracks, blossoms from the small daily acts of courage. It's a miracle that is born like this, slowly, but irresistibly. The angels conclude, what has been planted with faith will never be forgotten by the earth, nor by the heaven. Feel this. Honor this moment. You have been chosen to be the awakening in a life that had forgotten how to dream. And in the right time, what begins today in secret will blossom into something so strong, so beautiful, that no fear can ever erase it. You have already noticed the ebb and flow, the silent cycle that seems to repeat itself between you. Gentle closeness, words that promise nameless futures, followed by distancing that chills the soul. The angels whisper, it's not a lack of love. It's fear fighting for more time. This person carries within a battle between the desire to surrender and the dread of what might happen when crossing the bridge you have built with such care. The genuine love you offer touches a place where the wounds have not yet fully healed. And there is a part of them, so used to pain, that secretly believes, full happiness is too dangerous to trust. That's why they come. And in the next moment they go. They draw near, wanting the warmth that only your soul can provide, but flee in fear of getting lost in the intensity of that surrender. The angels say, each departure, no matter how painful it seems, is also a clumsy attempt to protect themselves from what is already inevitable. Do not take the fleeing as rejection. Do not see the silence as indifference. See it for what it is, a sign that something very real has already been born between you. If it weren't real, it wouldn't scare them. If it weren't true, it wouldn't have such an impact. It is in the hesitation that the secret recognition resides. You matter. You have touched too deep to be forgotten. This cycle, this dance of advances and retreats, is part of the purification of fears. Part of the process where they learn that love is not a prison, nor pain, nor loss. It is home. The angels conclude, even if 1,000 times the mind tries to flee, the heart will always know the way back. And with each return, something changes. Something matures. Something is given a little more. Keep being steadfast. Keep being who you are. For those who have been sent to you cannot ignore forever the call of their own soul. There are wounds that time forgot to heal. There are scars so old that they have become part of the skin, like stories that no one has dared to tell. The angels whisper, it was for these wounds that your love was sent. What you offer, without asking for anything in return, is more than affection. It is healing. It is sacred relief in a heart that has long learned to survive distrusting hope. Maybe he or she doesn't yet know how to name what they feel. Maybe they struggle against it, thinking it's fear, confusion, or even doubt. But in truth, it is silent gratitude. It is the whole body learning to relax in a safe presence. It is the soul, tired of so many battles, recognizing that, by your side, it no longer needs to fight. You don't need to make grand gestures. You don't need to prove anything. Who you are is already enough. Your presence is medicine that works in silence, like a breeze that heals the exposed wound without anyone seeing. The angels say, your love speaks the language that fear cannot understand. While he or she hesitates, questions, hides, your love works behind the scenes, dissolving the layers of protection, melting the cold walls built by pain. You might think you are standing still, waiting. But the truth is you are active, profoundly active, at the level where only souls can see. Loving without demanding immediate return is a strength that heaven recognizes as divine. It is a courageous choice that few make. And you did. Even without guarantees. Even without promises. You have been the living proof that true love does not bind, does not pressure, does not invade. It embraces. It respects the other's timing, even with its own heart in flames. The angels conclude, loving like this is planting flowers in the ground of the impossible. Even if now you only see the bare earth, the garden has already started to grow, invisible to the eyes, but immense in the eyes of God. Feel this. Every gesture you make, every silent prayer, every time you chose to stay in the light instead of yielding to hurt, all of this is healing. Healing for him. Healing for you. Healing for the world. You feel it. Even without proof, even without guarantees. A certainty that cannot be explained by reason. The angels whisper, "Daughter of heaven, the path you walk now is not common ground. It is a guided way. Every step you take, every doubt endured in silence, every hope reborn at dawn, all of it has been observed with eyes of love, eyes that come from far beyond this world. Nothing you experience now is by chance. Nothing you feel is an illusion. This connection that defies time and logic is part of a greater plan, a celestial tapestry that your soul agreed to weave even before it was born. Sometimes the road seems long. Sometimes the signs are as fragile as whispers in the wind. But the angels assure, every tear you shed has planted a flower along the path that is now blossoming, even if your weary eyes take time to see. The love you feel, that seemed to have no echo, is known in heaven. It is not lost. It is being worked on, carved, protected. There are forces moving the invisible for you. There are encounters being prepared in silence. There are doors opening where there were once only walls. The angels conclude, your faith is not in vain. Your surrender is not in vain. You are being guided. And because your journey is sacred, I leave this as a living seal of this eternal truth. Commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will do this. Psalm 37 verse 5. Breathe. Trust the process. For even when you do not see, heaven is working in your favor. And what is yours, by divine right, will never be lost. There is a moment, silent and sacred, when all armor begins to weigh more than it protects. The angels whisper, the soul you love is tired of carrying so much fear, so much defense, so much absence. There's a vulnerability growing, subtle, like a sprout emerging between stones. You may have already seen signs, a lingering gaze, a word spoken with hesitation, a silence that feels different. Vulnerability is the first step toward surrender. It's when fear can no longer hide the truth that pulses deep inside. But it's also a moment of pain. The angels say, before loving freely, the soul must cross the field of its own wounds. That's why sometimes, this person seems so close, and suddenly so distant. It's because truly loving requires opening internal doors that have been sealed for so long. To trust. To allow oneself. To be truly seen. These are enormous risks for someone who has learned, out of survival, to hide behind strength or indifference. And it's in this delicate space, where everything is new and frightening, that your love becomes a bridge. Not demanding. Not expecting. Just being. A steady presence. Eyes that say, I see your soul, even when you try to hide. The angels conclude, the love that heals is the love that knows how to wait for the other's courage. Be gentle. Be a refuge. Be the space where he or she can break down without fear of being judged. For it is written, as a seal for this time, love is patient, love is kind. It does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud. 1 Corinthians 13 verse 4. And remember, the heart that trembles with fear today is the same one that will one day tremble with love. And when that happens, you will know. Everything was worth it. There's a moment, so subtle that it almost goes unnoticed, where the soul, tired of fighting against what it feels, simply surrenders. The angels whisper, accepting is not giving up. It is trusting in the plan that you cannot yet see in its entirety. Accepting is opening the hands that have been tightly holding dreams and letting them float on the currents of divine time. True love is not measured by the frequency of meetings, nor by the logic of immediate gestures. It is an invisible thread, a silent pact, something that remains, even when life seems to unravel the knots. You were not sent to convince. You were not chosen to save. You were called to love with courage, and to accept with wisdom. The angels say, everything that is planted in love will flourish. Not in your time, but in heaven's time. To accept is to walk lightly, even while feeling the absence. It is to smile in the face of uncertainty, trusting that what is real, what is yours, will find its way to you. It is to let go of fear. It is to bless the wait. It is to allow yourself to live in the present with a heart at peace. You have done your part. You have been a light in barren land. You have offered love where there was only fear. And now, your role is to trust. To trust that what is true withstands the storms. To trust that the soul that recognized yours, even in silence, will never forget it. The angels conclude, everything that is rightfully yours will find you effortlessly. So take a moment to close your eyes. Feel the love you have given resonate around you, like a perfume that never fades. Feel the gentle assurance that what is yours is already on its way. And know, in the end, love always finds its home. Take a deep breath. And remember, what is meant for you will find a way. What is not will make space for what truly should be. The journey does not end here. It simply changes form. And your soul, now stronger, wiser, and freer, is ready for what comes next.